And good evening, and thank you for joining us at the Boys from the Baltic Star. My name is Ben, and with me tonight is Ewan. And when all three of us are here on a Friday night, we play Traveller. But there's only two of us tonight, so we're not going to play Traveller, because it wouldn't be fair for Luke to miss out on the glory that is due in the next episode. I just feel he would be very sad about that, because it's going to go brilliantly, I'm sure.
Yeah, I could pick up his characters for him if you just want to run Traveller.
Yeah,
We don't have to tell him or anything.
no,
It'll be fun.
no, it can be a nice surprise when he
Yeah,
begins
yeah,
the
yeah.
next session with, okay, you're going to need to roll a couple of characters.
Well, at least one, and the other one is down an arm and a leg.
Yes. So, to avoid that, tonight we're going to play a fighting fantasy game book. It is a classic from back in the day, and it is written by Steve Jackson, and it is called Creature of Havoc. This is actually not the original printing because I didn't have it back in the day, but I have obtained it subsequently in a reprinted version. It has absolutely the simplest character sheet I've ever seen in a fighting fantasy game book. You literally have skill, stamina, luck, and equipment. That's it. No potions, no provisions, no gems, nothing like that is mentioned. So that's a problem.
It bodes well though. Yeah, simplicity, I think, might be the key to us successfully completing another one.
Right.
Because there have been many, of course.
Many glorious days. Okay, the first thing we need to do is roll up some stats, with the painful part at the end. So, for skill, we need to roll one die and add 6 to begin with. Okay, that's not too bad. I rolled a 5 to start with.
That's good. Not so good. 2.
Okay. All right. For stamina, it's 2d plus 12.
Oh, no.
That's actually pretty good as well. That's a 10.
It feels as though there's a large sway in our range tonight, Ben. Mine's a 3 from IC 15. This next one better be good.
And luck, obviously, 1d6 plus 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled a 6.
Oh, mine is better. Mine is a 5, which doesn't make up for it, but it helps.
I don't think I'm joking when I say that this must be the best rolls I've ever had. 11, 22, 12.
That is good.
That is impressive. However, we now get to the uncomfortable bit where we have to give up 4 points from our collective wherever we want.
Yeah.
It's an easy one for me today. I rolled really well on stamina, and that's the one that you can usually top up the best. I certainly don't want to lose any skill or luck if I don't have to, so I'm going to drop down to 18 stamina.
It's not an easy one. With 8 skill and 15 stamina, I'm tempted to take it all off my 11 luck.
Ooh.
Which isn't great, but yeah, I feel it's better than a 14 stamina or a less than 8 skill. Feels like I'm asking for trouble.
I mean, you can split them, of course.
Yes, yeah. I was tempted by 1 off the stamina, but that extra 1 does keep you alive for an extra turn, potentially.
Yeah.
So we're going to go all 4 off luck.
Okay.
We're going to have a luck of 7, which feels decidedly average for a single dice roll, less than if you're adding 6 to it.
But it's within the range that the book anticipated you might roll, so...
There is that.
Now, there is an additional rule here, which applies to this game only, which says You are an extremely powerful creature, capable of killing most opponents with a single blow. If you roll a double, any double, when rolling for your attack strength, then you have landed such a death-dealing blow, and your opponent will die instantly without the need to resolve that particular attack round.
Oh, that is good.
So that's handy.
Maybe I should have taken some off skill and hoped for the doubles.
Um, okay. So then it says in this book, fighting more than one opponent is slightly different. Now it's going to be different for us anyway because there are two of us, but not knowing how many opponents we might face. You pick an opponent and then roll the dice normally. So if you win, he loses 2 stamina points. But if he wins, you lose 1 stamina point. Now, I'm trying to find out if that is how we are routinely. Yes, we always lose 1 stamina, not 2, when we lose an attack. We are apparently formidable.
It kind of feels like it's setting us up for a bad time, though. To be
Yes,
honest,
that must mean we're doomed. Okay. Yes. Other than that, obviously we lose. We lose a hit for any other non-targeted bad guy who goes after us. Same as usual. Okay.
yeah.
We can use luck in battles, but here, I'm just wondering how it copes with being lucky to avoid damage.
Oh, of course.
Okay, yeah, so if you're lucky in avoiding damage, you get to take no stamina points at all. But if you are unlucky, you take an extra stamina point of damage, so 2 rather than 1.
Interesting.
And if you test your luck and succeed when you've inflicted a blow, you take an extra 2. But if you fail, you've only done 1 damage. Okay? So if you're attacking and you succeed in a luck check, you've done 4, but if you fail, you've only done 1. And if you're defending, if you succeed, you take no damage at all. But if you fail, you take 2. That is, yeah, okay. So potentially that makes it more powerful, but again, that's because we are powerful. Right. Now you can restore skill, stamina, and luck. You see, after saying there's nothing on the character sheet, we do have a pack with 10 provisions. And we can restore 4 points at any point out of combat with a provision. And I assume the rule says basically, as usual, you can only have 1 at a time.
Yeah.
But
Plus 4 stamina.
But obviously 1 at a time could be happening every time you move to a new paragraph, so you can get through them quickly.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Cool.
Okay, there we go. That seems to be basically it. So, let's get to the start. So, this book comes with an enormous book worth of backstory and history. But the essential stuff we need to know just to set the scene is just a relatively short bit at the beginning. After that, there's huge amounts of information which I strongly suspect could theoretically provide you with clues, but it runs over about 20 pages. So clearly, more than that actually, so clearly I haven't read it because that seems like cheating.
No, yeah, maybe.
So the basic introduction says, The Creature of Havoc adventure takes place in the region of Alancia where the dusty Windward Plain meets Trolltooth Pass. North of the pass, the Forest of Spiders and the Moonstone Hills hide dark secrets. This is the region that the necromancer Zaradan Mar considers his own. To the south, the town of Salmonis stands as the last vestige of civilization before the rolling hills become the mountainous reaches of Balthus Dyer's Cragan Heights. Westwards, the featureless Windward Plain leads the way towards Port Blacksand and the Western Ocean. The plain is a vital trade route between eastern Alancia and both western Alancia and the Old World. Wares are brought to the west by merchants' caravans, which are heavily guarded by hired warriors, known as strong arms, whose job is to see that the caravans pass safely across the flatlands, those treacherous wastes east of Trolltooth Pass. Once through the pass, the strong arms leave the caravans at Chalice or Silverton and pick up another caravan making the return journey. Some prefer the peace and quiet of smaller villages like Coven and Drystone, but not even the most courageous strong arm will stray near Dree, home of the witch women. Okay, so with that as our setup,
I'm starting to recognise a few place names. I feel.
yes. I mean, obviously Alancia itself, but also Black Sand and
Yeah, Port
I think
Blacksand, I was going to say.
I think we've covered the caravan routes. One of the was it the pirate run, Seas of Blood or something? You could go and raid the caravans out there on the plains.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so we begin. The pain is unbearable. Summoning up all of your energy, you open your eyes, first one, then the other. They narrow to slits as they adjust themselves to the strain of trying to see once more, then relax as they make out familiar shapes in the dim light. A dirt floor, rocky walls. Then the pain takes over, your head rocks, your eyes submit and close tightly in an agonized grimace. Instinctively you raise your hands to cup your face, and a low moan mingles with the rasping sound as your rough fingers rub the scaly skin above your eyes. After some time the pain begins to ease. You open your eyes once more and peer out from between your gnarled fingers. You seem to be at the dead end of a passageway. Your surroundings are barely visible, but a dull glow is coming from the northern extent of the passageway which stretches before you. A sound is also coming from this direction of irregular breathing. Something alive is up there. You heave your great bulky body to its feet. Along your back the spines bristle. Swinging your heavy head slowly from side to side, your progress is decided. Northwards is the only option open to you. Muscles strain and succeed in raising a lumbering foot, which thuds loudly down onto the ground in front of you. You repeat the action, first with one foot, then the other, and after 4 steps the motion has become automatic. You are moving more quickly and more quietly up the passage. When you reach the end, your eyes are drawn to a huddled shape lying on the ground in front of you. The small figure lies on its side, facing away from you. It is shrouded in a dirty brown cape tied around its neck, and it lies in a puddle of thick red liquid. Its body rises and falls irregularly with each breath. Some unidentified feeling swells within you. Is it anger, hate, fear, curiosity, hunger, or even sympathy? You bend down towards the little creature, uttering a meaningless grunt as you do so. The sound rouses the figure, which rolls slowly over to face you. The creature's dirty face is light-skinned, though barely visible under the thick hair which shades its closed eyes and almost totally obscures its mouth. From its chin the hair rolls abundantly down its chest in a grey, unruly mass. Underneath the body, and now exposed by the creature's movement, is a sharp, shiny shaft, and this catches your attention. As you stand there staring, The creature's eyes flick open. They focus on your bulky shape, and a look of terror streaks across the creature's face. In spite of its pain, it fumbles for and grasps the shiny shaft, holding its pointed end out towards you and baring its teeth. The wounded dwarf you have found is evidently in need of help. Will you show him you mean no harm, try to talk to him, or bring your foot down heavily on his neck? Okay, so clearly
Well,
we have a moral choice here.
hmm.
Uh, I'm not sure how we show him we mean no harm, given our scaly skin and spines on our back. But then I'm not confident we can necessarily talk to him either.
No, uh, indeed.
I feel bringing the foot down heavily on his neck is not the way to go, but that's just me.
It feels unnecessarily harsh at this point, I would say.
I mean, to be fair, he did like draw a blade on us, but on the other hand, knowing that we are covered in spines and scales, maybe I would have done as well.
And have 4 feet. No, who knows?
Yes, who knows indeed. What do you think? Show him we mean no harm or try to talk to him?
Both feel equal.
I
would
agree.
say.
I suppose showing him we mean no harm, if we like take a pace back and show him our hands are empty or whatever, maybe that's a universal thing that we can do.
It's very definite, isn't it? I don't think there's any misinterpretation. I mean, I might be wrong.
I mean, you know, even if we don't speak the same language as him or whatever, we can still do the animal thing of showing that we're not going to attack him.
Yeah, precisely.
So, well, let's give it a shot then. We'll try 93. Not that I have any confidence that this is the right idea, but we'll try 93. You reach down with your hand to help him to his feet, but as you move, the little creature strikes and his sword cuts into your forearm. Luckily, the tough scales prevent him from doing any real harm, but you must still lose 2 stamina. Oh. Okay. So he did like a double attack against us. Wow.
Yeah. It was,
Considering your size in comparison to his action was understandable. No, it was angry and dwarfish. Now, instead of reaching for his arm, your hand opens and grips the dwarf's neck. You struggle to control your actions, but to no avail. Your sharp talons dig into the unfortunate creature's flesh. His eyes bulge, and he tries to scream. Frantically, he hits you again with the sword, but the blow lacks power. Deduct 1 more stamina point, and then his body goes limp. Okay.
wow.
That's not great. Your tremendous strength put the poor creature out of its misery, but the incident has left you feeling very strange. Although you wish to help the dwarf, you've helped him only to an early grave. Will you put these thoughts out of your mind and leave the area? Try to hide the body, or examine the body? Okay, so we can leave, hide the body, or examine the body. I don't think we necessarily have any reason to hide the body yet, do we? We don't know anything about where we are or why.
No, I would say that's probably the least of my worries at this moment in time.
And since we lack any form of information, does it make sense to examine the body and see if he's got any useful, useful stuff on him?
Stuff. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, is a body a door?
Oh, good question. If so, it's definitely not a natural door. Or is it?
No. Well, whilst at one point it might have been, I feel as though
Yeah.
at this point it's probably not. But
I'm tempted to say examine the body and see what happens.
yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. We'll examine the body, turn to 399.
Yes, indeed, Stainhead. Classically the body, regardless of what we are embodying.
Yes. Your hands relax and the sharp claws retract into your fingers. You clumsily fumble through the dwarf's dirty vestments. Your fingers will not fit into the pockets, but you do succeed in snapping the thongs of a large leather pouch which the creature has around its waist. As the ties break, the pouch spills its contents onto the ground in front of you. It contains several circular pieces of shiny metal and a piece of hide, which unfolds as it drops out of the pouch. It is light in colour and has markings all over one side. You pick it up awkwardly and look at it, but it makes no sense at all. You become quite fascinated by this piece of leather. You turn it around, rub it with your hands and throw it into the air. You place it on your arm and on your head. You decide to take the leather with you. Unknown to you, the message on the hide may be useful later in your adventure. Turn to 337 to examine the message. If you're carrying this piece of hide, you may return to 337 at any time to re-examine it, but you'll need to remember the reference you have come from in order to return and continue. Okay.
Makes sense.
Right, okay, so 337 message. Right, what I'm going to do is take a look at it now and read it in case that makes sense. And then there's a little bit more about what we have to do next. So 337. Okay, it's written in squelch or something. It's an entire paragraph of like cryptography.
Ah, oh, do I remember this?
And then it says in English, underneath this writing is more, but written in a different style. And then another chunk of cryptography.
In a visibly different style?
Well, it says it's written in a different style, but it isn't printed in a different style.
Yeah, okay. So it looks very different handwriting rather than a different language.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, or cipher.
Yeah, it is. To give you an idea, the first word is SWJNFB, then FBRD, APFO, and then YPRF. There's a lot of that, but I have no idea how to
Yeah.
how to understand it. So I guess we will move on for the moment because it may give us a key to understand it later. As you may have realised by now, your own wishes have little effect on your reactions as a creature. You have only glimpses of what you're like and what you're capable of. Although this will change as the adventure progresses, at this stage you're at the mercy of your own whims and instincts. You are standing at a junction where you may go either east or west. Okay, roll one die. If you roll a 1, 2 or 3, turn to 308. A 4, 5 or 6, turn to 1, 4, 8. Go ahead, Ewan, roll a die to find out if we're going east or west.
That'll be a 4, please, Ben.
A 4. Okay, so we turn to 1, 4, 8.
Which way did we go?
I don't know yet. We turn to 148.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. Thought I'd missed something glaringly obvious.
You decide to follow the passage east to your right.
Hmm.
Okay. Your first steps are slow as you take in the encounter with the dwarf. After a few paces, the corridor turns north. You approach a stout wooden door and must make a decision. Will you smash the door from its hinges and continue, or will you give up on this route and return to the dwarf's corpse? Roll one die. If the result is 1 to 2, oh god. So it says we have to make a decision, but what we actually have to do is roll a die. Okay, I'll roll this one.
Please do. Please do.
It's a 6. So we turn to 72. Okay. With one hand you swat the door. The force is great and your fist succeeds in cracking the wood, but the door does not open and your anger rises. A sound stirs within the room. You listen carefully and can hear heavy breathing coming from within, mixed with a shuffling sound, as if something was slowly moving around. A growl, deep and low, comes from your throat. Will you risk facing whatever is beyond the door, or will you try the safer route, back past the dwarf? Roll one die. If the result is 1, oh god. Can you roll a die for me?
Indeed. That is a 3 on the dice. Hello, Infinite Monkey Tales.
I am T. Hello. I hope you had a good time with Star Wars tonight. I caught a little bit of that. Okay, with a 3 we turn to 170. Fury builds up within you. You step back, and with a loud roar you charge into the door. The hinges crack and are ripped off as the door crashes inwards. There is no furniture or decoration in the cave that greets your eyes. There is a seat carved out of stone, but the room is clearly the dwelling of a captive or slave. Your eyes then switch to the room's inhabitant, and your reaction is swift. The huge claw beast, whose peace you have disturbed, slashes at you with its deadly talons. You lurch back and avoid the creature's onslaught, but this attack serves only to fuel your rage. Your own sharp claws slide out, and you turn to the claw beast. Resolve this combat. Okay, the claw beast. Socks.
Hello. That's a surprise. And thank you very much for the sub.
Right. Yes. So, I'm afraid we have to fight the claw beast. It's It is skill 9, stamina 14.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So, we have to attack. Now, it doesn't say that we can't use our killing blow. So if we get a double at any point, we've done it. Okay?
That is true, yeah. I like it.
Okay, so I've rolled a 6 for my first attack, which is a total of 17.
Very nice. Mine is a 4 and a 5, so close, but not really that close. For a 9, which is also a 17.
Okay. And it has rolled a 12, double 6. So I'm delighted to say it doesn't get an instant kill when it rolls a double. So the question is, which of us has it murdered, or at least damaged? You prefer odds over evens, don't you usually?
I usually do.
Okay.
I usually do, if that's all right with you, Ben.
Yes, of course. I'm afraid it is an odd. So that's 5. So you take
Just
1 stamina.
Yes. I like these rules. Now.
Yes. Right. Next round.
Next round. Ugh.
That's a bit more like it. I've rolled a 9 for a total of 18.
Mine is less like it. That's a 6 for a total of 14.
Okay. And it has rolled a 7 for a total of 16. So I have knocked it down by 2, and
Yep.
whether it's hurt us depends on this. No, it went for me this time. So it is down to 12 stamina. Right. Wow. Look at this. The gang's all here suddenly.
I know. I love it. Not even paying attention to you anymore, Ben.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nor am I. Ah, fantastic. So, yes, we're enjoying Creature of Havoc now that Sox is here as our Creature of Havoc. Though I think the picture on the cover doesn't really do Sox justice, honestly.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay. Shall we have a go at another combat round? Because we've only knocked it down to 12 stamina. This could take a while. Oh, I rolled a 9. That was close to a double. So a total of 20 for me.
I got an 11, which is very good for a 19.
Okay.
Which is not as good as a 20, but it's near to the best I'm going to
And
get.
it has rolled a 3 for a total of 12. So it is suddenly down to 8 stamina.
That is good news. One more round.
One more.
Probably more than one more, but we'll start with one more.
A 6 and a 1, I'm afraid. Nowhere near a double, but that's 18.
I'm going to be honest, Ben. I was upset when I first saw my 2
Oh!
and then I was reasonably happy because I remembered the roller double roll.
So the Claw Beast is done. Good hit, Ewan.
Ooh, lucky, I think.
We defeat the creature, and therefore we get to turn to 389. Your foe is defeated, and you feel justifiably proud. Your gaze passes from the dead creature to its lair, but there is nothing of interest, and the sickening stench of Claw Beast makes you want to leave quickly. There are 3 ways onwards. The passage behind you, a cave entrance in the western wall, and another in the northern wall. What will your next action be? Roll 1 die. I think it might be my turn. I'm not certain about that, actually.
I believe it is, yeah. Sorry, was that northern?
Northern and western. Yep.
Okay.
Right, I rolled a 5. So we turn to 165. Yes, at this point in the game, we're not actually getting to pick any of our plans at all. We just have to follow whatever the dice tell us. It's very weird. 165. Okay. And your turn to roll a die. 165, it just says, if you roll 1 to 3, you decide to head north into the wide cave entrance ahead of you. And if you roll a 4 to 6, you take the narrower cave entrance which leads west.
Ooh.
Okay.
That is a 2.
A 2. So we decide to head north into the wide cave entrance ahead of us. Turn to 408. Okay. The cave leads north to a large tunnel in the rock, which runs from east to west. It's large enough for you to walk along. Roll one die.
Very nice. Sorry, Ben. Did we leave? Did we exit north?
We left through the north and we've immediately hit a
Yeah.
T-junction, basically, which heads east and west.
Cool. I was too busy reading Sparrow and Sox's messages, which were all too interesting to listen to you. Sorry.
That's a 6. So we turn east in this new passageway, and we turn to page 372, apparently. You know, the weird thing about this one is the replay function of it. Because there might be like just one good route through, and you might have to replay it an infinite number of times before you got the right rolls. You can't eliminate them methodically, if you know what I mean, by picking which way to go.
Yeah, it adds some heavy randomness at the beginning.
Yes. The passage heads east. The rough stone floor begins to feel different underfoot, and you look down to see that it has been laid with flat stones of irregular sizes. The light seems to be better, although with a definitive bluish tint, and you look up to see blue glowstones in the ceiling lighting your way. Mysteriously, their glow appears only as you approach. When you look behind you, you see the light has faded. There are a number of crevices and small passages head off from the main one, but you ignore these as they are far too narrow for you to enter. A sound from ahead catches your attention. The soft thump of something landing on the ground. Further on, you discover that it was a tied-up sack. Something inside the sack is struggling but cannot get out. In size, the lump is similar to the dwarf you killed earlier. Will you investigate the sack or continue along the passageway? Roll one die. If you roll a 1 to 4, you'll stop to study the sack more carefully. Is it your turn to roll?
I'm not sure, Ben. Why don't you take this one?
Okay.
I'll take the next one.
That's a 4. So we do stop to study the sack. I will say, however, I'm quite cheered up by the fact that in this paragraph it says the dwarf you killed earlier. In other words, there was no way to avoid killing the dwarf. It is written.
It's not on us.
It's not our fault. Yeah, we tried our best. So we will stop to study the sack more carefully. That's 186. You cannot resist the temptation to find out what is bound inside the sack. You squat down next to the squirming figure and prod it with your hand. It squeals pitifully, and its hopeless attempts to wriggle free become frantic. Suddenly the creature's smell hits your nostrils. This smell has a curious effect on you. You are spoiling for battle, but alongside this your mouth is watering. You have the compelling desire to sink your teeth into a large chunk of flesh to satisfy your appetite. Thus your craving is both hunger and rage, and your passion is uncontrollable. Your talons slide from the fingertips, and you slash furiously at the ropes binding the sack. They fray and snap, and out falls a battered and bloodied little human-like creature. It is clean-shaven, with brown hair on its head, its hands, and even on its feet, which are not covered with footwear. The creature's weary head rolls around towards you, and its eyes gaze into yours as if to plead for pity. But when it realizes what you are, a look of stark horror spreads across its face. It screams in anguish and fights desperately to break free, but it is no use. You have the little fellow securely in your grip. Your fangs sink first of all into its neck to quell the struggles. Then you feast greedily on its soft body. You may restore your stamina to its initial value. Okay.
That's good news. Not for the
the
creature, but
not for the creature. It's good news for us. Yes.
especially after
Yes.
that dwarf took such
Yes.
a dent out of my initial stamina.
Absolutely. When you are finished with the Hobbit, you look up along the passageway. You are startled to discover that you are being watched. In the darkness down the passage is a mysterious figure. Turn to 63. Um, yes, yes, Sparrow, we actually ate a hobbit. Um, I mean, we killed and ate a hobbit. And the good news, I suppose, is it was in that order. I feel better about the fact that it was in that order. But other than that, we are not entirely under our own control here. We don't really get to pick. Okay, so we turn to 63 and find out what this mysterious creature is about, I guess. Okay. Yes, was it second breakfast? um, we've it's the only thing we've eaten since we woke up, so I think it's probably first breakfast. Um, so standing before you is a tall, thin figure. It is dark and humanoid in appearance, although you cannot make out much in the dim light. You can, however, clearly make out two large green eyes. The creature is shrouded in a brightly coloured cape, and its hair is gathered on top of its head in a tight knot. It steps towards you and flings its cape back to reveal its left hand, which grips a short bow. Reaching over its back, it draws an arrow from a quiver, aims at you, and shoots you in the shoulder. Lose 2 stamina points. This... Okay, back down to 16 again. Wow.
The game giveth and the game taketh away.
Yes, and without us having any actual say in it, which is remarkable. It's a weird feeling, this, of being completely without, the sort of choose your fate book hasn't allowed us to choose anything yet.
Yeah, no. And we definitely do need to eat more hobbits if previous experience has told us anything. Yeah.
It turns out
Totally on it.
hobbits are obviously the way to go, yes. Hobbits is tasty, is hobbits. You howl with pain and turn towards the bowman baring your teeth, but he has yet another arrow poised to fire. This second arrow rips into your forearm with such force that it comes out the other side and clatters off the wall behind you. Lose another 2 stamina points. Wow.
Mm,
This fight is going brilliantly. We're just standing here being
mm.
whittled away. We haven't entirely worked out what kind of creature we are. In fact, we haven't at all worked out. We apparently have scales on our face and spines down our back. And everything that normally you'd look at and go, we can have a nice conversation with these people, shoots us on sight, or stabs us on sight, or looks terrified at us before we eat them. Which, to be fair, the Hobbit was probably right to look scared, given that we then killed it and ate it. It's hard to argue it shouldn't have been scared, if you know what I mean. Your fury is now uncontrollable. Will you unsheathe your claws and advance on your attacker, or will you retreat from this deadly fire? You're never going to guess. Roll 1 die. If you roll a 1 to
Oh,
4, you're so enraged that you blunder towards the dark elf bowman without a thought of the danger. If you roll a 5 to 6, fear for your life takes over from your anger and you retreat. But here it says, you may test your luck if you wish, but must do so before you roll the die. If you're lucky, you may choose your own option. And if you're unlucky, you
ooh.
must let your instincts decide. So is this where we test our luck in order? Because you see, I don't really know if the right thing to do is attack or retreat.
No, that's true. especially as we didn't actually have any choices to whether we made it in this direction in the first place.
Yeah.
It makes it even more difficult to decide or to
I mean,
game out, I
if it
suppose.
didn't cost me a luck point to find out, what I'd be tempted to do was say, I don't I don't necessarily blame this dark elf for shooting at us knowing that we're instilling fear in everyone we meet. So I might be tempted to run back and try the other side of the T-junction.
Mm.
But I'm not sure I want either of us to lose a luck point over it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. If I test my luck, it's pretty much 50-50 anyway.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I've got very good luck. I would definitely
mm,
pass it this time. No question at all. I can just make the decision and cost a luck point because my
yeah.
luck is currently 12.
Mm.
But
Well, how about we let fate decide, and I test my luck, and it's 50-50, and if we choose,
well,
if we get to
the
choose, we can
question I
choose your
suppose is
option.
if we feel strongly about which one we want to go for,
It's
then
worth doing.
let's do it. But if we don't really know whether it's better to advance or run away, and I don't really know, I don't know if you have a feeling.
Not particularly. Not a sensible feeling. Not other than the overwhelming anger at somebody just shooting arrows at us and me losing four stamina for no reason whatsoever. Um, but I would say no.
Yeah, he did shoot us
It
twice.
exactly sucks. That's the feeling.
All right.
I'm trying to overcome it.
Well then how about you roll a die and as you say let fate decide
Okay, okay.
because I don't really know what the right choice is here.
No, no, me neither. Is it two dice under or equal to?
Just if you want to well if you want to test your
Or we
luck
just
then we can
roll
pick
one
or just roll
and we
one
let
and let
fate
fate
decide?
pick it. Yeah.
Right, okay. Let's roll one. Let's roll one.
Yeah, we don't really know which the doors are.
That's true. There's very much no doors. That's a 6.
Okay, if you roll a 5 or 6, fear for your life takes over from your anger and you retreat. Turn to 260. Okay. Some inner instinct of self preservation takes over from your fury and tells you that this elf bowman is not to be trifled with. You turn from him and speed back down the corridor. However, you manage no more than 5 steps before you realise that your attempts to escape are futile. Ahead of you, 4 more dark elves bar the passageway, all with bows drawn and aimed at your chest. You're confused. Which way should you turn? But your confusion is short lived. At a signal from their leader, arrows zing from all 4 bows. Their aim is good. 3 of the 4 arrows pierce your heart. Dot,
Wait,
dot, dot.
no. What?
That's end.
Wow. How many choices did we get to make in that one, Ben?
I think I'm right in saying
Were you keeping a
exactly
tally?
none.
Yeah, I thought so.
We could have had a risk at making a choice, but this book actually killed us without giving us the option to pick any path other than the ones that were generated randomly on the dice.
Yeah.
That is
On the plus
astonishing.
side, on the plus side, we did hang around long enough for IMT and Socks and Sparrow to join us,
That's true.
and
We
for
did
them to
hang
see us
around
go
long
out in
enough
a blaze of glory, glory,
to have the
glory.
gang along. And there is one other thing, which I'm going to take as a personal victory, which is that thanks to us being offered no actual agency whatsoever,
It's not our fault.
Socks can't blame us.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Now, I think it goes without saying that we're going to have another go at this one the next time.
Probably.
Simply because This is by far the thickest of the fighting fantasy books I've ever seen, and the last paragraph number is 460, so it's longer than most of them by about 60 paragraphs.
Yeah.
So I'm fairly confident that there's got to be more to it in here than you find a note you can't understand and then you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we almost got to the point where it felt as though we were edging towards we were going to be able to make a decision at some point. We could have tested our luck to make a decision.
Yeah, it did.
Nice,
it was
easy.
getting to the point where it started to feel it was going to give us a little bit of our own choices. Yes.
Yeah.
It never actually got that far because dark elves and death. And I'm not completely confident that attacking the dark elf would have saved us either, to be honest.
Well, I mean, in theory, there still would have been 4 behind us without scale or distances. I suppose it's hard to say what the book would have done, but potentially.
Yes, it's hard to know if they'd have been close enough behind us to finish us off. But...
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, and I suppose the other thing is that given that we ran away from the dark elf, this is the second time we've died of cowardice.
True.
It wasn't exactly our choice to be cowards, but still, we died of cowardice.
Yes. Are we really the villain though if we're running away and we get murdered defenselessly in cold blood? I'd say we were the good guy.
A wise man once said that every great crime in history has been committed by people who knew they were doing the right thing. And on that basis, you have to assume that all villains, even us, feel that we're the hero of our own story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you, Sparrow. I think fundamentally, elves are a bit more stringy, probably. Yeah.
Is that a bow joke?
Yes.
I like it.
Yes. It was a poon. Yes. Elves exist on leaves and smugness. They must taste terrible. Yes, they probably do. Unless you find one of those corn-fed ones, I bet they're tasty. But yes, hobbits are constantly, seasoning their liver with alcohol and things. That's got to be good.
All those breakfasts. Soon up.
Yes, Ed, I agree with you. The way to cheat this book would be to actually make your own decisions.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way at this point. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, given that we didn't make a single choice, 2, 3, 4, there were 5 different occasions where we had to modify our stamina in that.
Yeah. Outside of combat.
And we never got to decode the message, which I suspect is actually decodable once you learn how to do it, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Well, thank you, Steve. Steve Jackson, everybody.
Classic Steve Jackson.
Classic Steve Jackson. Yes. Thank you, Steve. This was an experience, and one that I think we actually have to repeat, simply to get to the point where we can make our own decisions.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to go with decode the message, but baby steps, I suppose. Let's build up to that big monumentous occasion.
Yes, well, Socks, to be fair, I like the fatalism. Whether you make a decision or not, things still don't go well. Yep.
There's something reassuring about that, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, remember that these books were originally aimed at sort of teenagers, school kids, basically. So you do have to ask if Steve Jackson woke up one day and said, I'm going to write a book that teaches school children that they are powerless to do anything in the world, and they will be blown about by the winds of fate until they meet their inevitable and painful end.
Mm.
Maybe he did have like a really bad night the night before and wake up thinking, right, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if anyone has ever met Steve. I don't know how existential he actually is, but no, well, we
I
ask around. I'm sure there's someone out there that knows.
I haven't, as far as I know. I mean, over the years, wandering around various conventions and things, I might have walked right past him and not known, of course. But as
Well,
far as
yeah,
I know, I've never
there
met
is,
him. Mm.
but good fun.
Yes.
Um,
Well, it's
I'm
it's
sure
it's
it's
always
even
good
more fun
fun.
when you get to the point where you can make decisions.
It is always good fun doing these books with some friends about to mock and laugh and join in,
For sure, for sure.
even if we don't get to actually make the choices. With that being a slightly disappointing thing,
Mm.
I don't think this is technically the quickest we've died, but it's
No, certainly
definitely
not.
the first time I think we've died before we even got to choose a paragraph.
To make a choice, yeah, that's true. That's true. Indeed, indeed. I don't know about you, Ben, but I've still got half a drink left, so I might slip over to Discord maybe for
I
a
think that's an
few minutes or
absolutely
so.
brilliant idea. I was sort of toying with that idea myself. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a little bit of a quick comfort break, and I will be in Discord in just a few minutes.
Cool. Uh, Perfect.
Okay.
Anyone who wishes to join,
Yes.
feel free.
If anyone would
No
like to
pressure.
join us, please do. And yes, I have a little bit of drink left. And obviously, we can then discuss whether or not Sparrow and Socks can do together Starship Traveller, as they've just cheerfully suggested.
Mm.
Because I'm
I mean, I'll
happy
be.
to run you through it, guys. Happy to run you through
Oh,
it.
that's quite exciting. I'll be honest. I, I think they'll probably do better than we did on several occasions.
We've never exactly nailed that one, have we?
No, 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 no.
No.
It must be
Yeah.
said. That's
Let,
true.
let's let's set that up for the future then. Right. Okay.
Mm.
So thank you everybody for watching live or on stream. Thank you, Ewan, for making it a pleasure as always.
Thank you, Ben.
And see anyone in Discord who would like to join us in a few moments. And for the stream tonight, at least, we will bid you a fond farewell. So good night.
Good night, everyone.